back to the old school roots, don't get too surprised. Boom bap shit, we rap when I supervise. Told the fiends I wasn't serving, but I knew some guys ain't have digits, needed lyrics, so we used some lies. But
Wait, I gotta save. Okay.
What it do, what it don't do. What were you about to say?
I said I had to save real quick. I'm
Oh,
shiny hunting,
I have no idea what that means.
but somebody will, and that's all that matters. Sure, yeah.
We are back with another episode of the Steezy and Eazy MMA Hour. As always, my boy to the left is Steezy. I'm Eazy. It's been a while, but I feel like I say that a lot, like a lot. But what the fuck are you gonna do, man? Shit happens, life happens, but we never forget about y'all. And it just gives us more to talk about at the end of the day. So, first things first, how you doing?
Not too bad. Another day in paradise.
I can dig it. Well, we gotta go back a little ways, so let's not waste too much time because we do have quite a few cards to cover that we haven't. Starting with UFC Fight Night. Actually, looking at the date, it doesn't seem that far back, but
There's just been a lot of
so
action
many
lately.
cards. There's been so many cards since then. It's just like, but let's get into it. Lucas Alexander beat Steven Peterson by decision. Trevin Giles beat Preston Parsons by decision. CJ Vergara knocked out Daniel Da Silva. Victor Altamirano, I knew one of these names was gonna fuck me. Beat Vinicius Salvador by decision. I think I did that one pretty decent actually.
Pull them up too.
Let's go down. Daniel Pineda submitted Tucker Lutz. Albert Durov beat Najukani. Yeah, his name fucks me every time. Cheaty. He beat Cheaty by decision. Macy Barber beat KGB White Power Lee by decision.
What?
Well, I mean, she dated a Nazi. I gotta assume she got some kind of racist tendencies, man.
Fair play.
You're gonna date somebody that don't like black people? It's easy.
Guilty by association.
You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. I'm sorry. Not sorry, actually. It is what it is. Landwehr submitted Lingo. Lingo.
Landwehr's on a tear.
Yeah, Landwehr's a dog. I like him a lot.
You should not be damned if I ain't handsome.
Holly Holm beat Santos by decision, which makes nobody happy. I don't know. Everybody hate. It seems like a lot of people hate on Holly Holm. I don't really. I'm indifferent. I guess I could do with or without her.
Nah, she's an OG. She's been around for a while. She's still doing it. If I could let her keep.
I will forever be grateful she slept Ronda. So let her do her thug thizzle.
She sent her in a spiraling depression, bro.
Damn. I'm not gonna advocate for anybody going through depression or anything like that. But the knockout itself was. She just turned. Dude, I went from being a lot of fighters like turn me the other way, bro. Like I'll be a fan and then they'll just like start acting mad different, bro. Connor's one. Fucking Jorge Masvidal is another one. I wasn't really like super on the Patty bandwagon, but I was like, I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't hate him.
But
then,
yeah,
like, he completely turned that. Yeah, exactly. And then just the way he acted about it, and then Ronda Rousey is another one. Like when I saw her on yes, I think that ruined it for a lot of people, bro.
I was like damn, she's a bitch.
Yeah, you got a really good feel of who she was, like as a person. You know what I mean? So I was just like, I don't root bad for against her, but when she got knocked out, I was definitely happy for sure.
This nigga was like, oh, not bad.
I was all for it. I'm not gonna lie. And the main event, Corey Sandhagen. He had a damn good performance against Cheeto, man. He looked really good against that fight. I
Yeah, he
gotta
just
give it
shut
to
him
him.
down.
Whoever gave that fucking fight to Cheeto should be fired. And
Oh
I
yeah, I
mean
got
like
vegan
immediately. And I mean like immediately. That's what I'm talking
fired
about with
out
these
of a fucking
judges.
cannon.
Like, even as decisive as that fucking fight was, like, there was still a judge that
This boy
fucking
was geeks.
had it for Vera, bro. Like, that's crazy. And, like, judges like that should not be judges, and they just should not have jobs, period. Like, I don't give a
Like
fuck
they
what
should
you
have.
do, but judging should not be it. Like,
They need to have exams, like where they take an old fight and they make them judge that shit. And then there's a proctor that has the fights prejudged, and he's like, if you don't even get close to this, and you can't explain why, you're fucking fired. Pack your bags.
bro, that is a fucking fantastic idea, honestly.
I want some shit
Have
like
these motherfuckers judge old fights and then base that on the judging that those judges scored that no, those
and then they
nights.
gotta
I don't.
explain why they got that.
Yeah,
It
and I
doesn't make
mean,
sense. And if it's
it,
not close, like you're trash, bro.
that's a good
Brother.
idea. That's a great idea, actually. Like, this is why Twitter is important, because I feel like some of these motherfuckers do take these ideas, like if they're good enough, or these fight ideas if they're good enough. But yeah, something has to be done about this judging. That's insane. That is insane. Like,
Tripping.
yeah, no, that's wild. That's wild. All right. Next we got I was not happy about this, but apparently everybody else was. UFC 286. All
Damn, I was
right.
ways back.
Yeah, I was. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I was like, let's just get right into it.
Fuck it. Let's just cover the main card.
Hmm?
Let's just cover the main card on it. Fuck it.
What, on this one?
Yep.
Man, I can run through these pretty fast, man.
All right, if you want to run through them.
It won't take long. Joanne Woods beat Luana Carolina by decision. Jake Hadley knocked out Malcolm Gordon. Christian Leroy Duncan knocked out Todorovic. Lerone Murphy beat Santos by decision. Jack Shore submitted Americani. That's Alex's boy right there. Chris Duncan beat Morales by decision. Ashmas knocked out Patterson. Makayev submitted Fio. See? Boom. All right. Main card, Vittori beat Delizzi by decision, but a lot of people felt like Vittori
I
didn't
don't
win.
know. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That one was a little
Yeah.
iffy.
He can't beat Izzy.
No.
And he can't beat Pereira. Well,
But that might
actually, I don't know. I
lay
don't know
me.
about that. He
I
might be
feel
able
like
to lay him. He might be able to lay him prey on Pereira.
I feel like he'd
But
catch him with a knee.
I hope. Jennifer Maya beat Casey O'Neill by decision. Gunnar Nelson submitted Barbarino.
Yeah.
War Gaethje
Yeah,
beat
Gaethje
Fazeev.
handled that.
Yes, he did. And Leon Edwards and how
Yeah,
did you feel
posted
about
the
Gaethje's
decision.
performance? Do you feel like they made the right decision? Was there any question in your mind that Gaethje won that fight?
No,
Because
I
there
thought he
wasn't in mine.
won.
No,
I
he
thought
did
he like
exactly what he needed to
confidently
do.
won.
You feel like what?
I feel like it was like a clear win, in my
I did
opinion.
too.
Just the way he was countering and shit, and yeah, he was busting them up. His punches were just doing more damage. Not just that, but they like looked like they were more jarring, and sometimes that shit wins people over.
Yeah.
If your punches look like they're staggering a motherfucker, if everyone is equal to three of the other guys, that's points to me.
All right, now let's get into the Edwards Usman fight. How do you feel about Leon's performance? I mean, I feel like me personally, I feel like he did what he had to do to win, but it didn't like move me or anything like that. But I mean, he definitely did win the fight, but I don't know. I wasn't impressed, but I'm a
He was
hella
a
big
lot more
Usman. I'm a
confident in
hella
this
big
fight.
Usman fan, so I'm kind of salty.
Yeah, he just seemed like he was more confident. He just wasn't worried about anything Usman had. He just kind of just coasted for a dub. He's probably just trying to hold on to the belt and milk this
And that's
title run as
why,
long as possible.
nah, and that's why I can't even be mad at him because
He wants to
as the
fight like Jorge or
challenger,
something.
you know what I mean, trying to make the point that you deserve to have that belt and not him, you know what I mean? You're supposed to be the one pressing the action. You're supposed to be the one being the aggressor, and Usman didn't do none of that shit. So I can't even be mad at Leon for, you know what I mean, like not putting himself in a situation to get beat. So just wasn't. I don't fucking know.
Next fight for the belt will be better
Yeah.
at that weight class.
Bellator 293. Fuck. Randy Fields beat Ashley Cummings by decision. Bryce Bryce Meredith beat Brandon Carrillo by decision. This nigga Steezy's like, who? 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 No. Maria Henderson and Mackenzie Stiller. Stiller beat Maria Henderson by decision. God, the way this shit is a fucking disaster. The way this layout is.
Like Bella snore.
Joey Davis versus Jeff Cretin. Cretin won by decision. Mandel Nalo versus Piccolotti. Piccolotti submitted him. Marcelo Gom versus Daniel James. Bellator don't beat half bad. Well, I mean, all cards can be bad in any fucking organization. That's the way I feel. You got to catch the bangers, and you got to catch the. I don't know. If you watch them all, you watch them all. You're gonna see boring fights on UFC cards. You're gonna see boring fights in Bellator. You're gonna see boring fights. You're just gonna see boring fights if you watch enough of them. The whole card sucks. It happens. It
Can't all be
happens.
bangers.
Yeah.
They can't all be bangers, mate.
Daniel James knocked out Marcelo Gom. Kat Zingano. Oh. Woo, I love me some Kat Zingano, boy. She. Mm, mm,
This nigga salivating.
hold on. What happened? Oh yeah, Kat Zingano. Kat Zingano beat Leo McCourt by decision. Good job, baby. Mwah. John John Salter beat Aaron Jeffrey by decision. That just threw me all the way off. I was in a whole nother world. We was on a private island somewhere on a beach.
Take your time.
Bucky naked. Luke Trainer submitted Sullivan Colley. No idea who the fuck those guys are. Archie Colgon knocked out Justin Montalvo. Mike Hamill knocked out Nick Brown. Jesus Christ, how many fucking fights were there?
They geeked. They threw the whole kitchen sink at the fucking.
Lucas Brennan
card.
submitted Josh San Diego. Josh San Diego, that's his name. That's crazy. Vladimir Tokov knocked out Lance Gibson Jr. Holy shit, I can't wait to be done with this. I almost skipped it, I'm not even gonna lie, and I kind of low-key wish I did.
Yeah, so you probably should have.
Pam Sorensen. Sarah Collins submitted Pam Sorensen. Rakim Cleveland submitted Christian Edwards. Randy, I don't even see the results of that last one. We're done. So why did you even start it in the first place? That's what he's thinking. I try to get it all, man. We can't just be. We're not the Steezy and Easy UFC hour. We're the Steezy and Easy MMA hour. God damn it! I try to cover it
It's
all
true.
if I can. If I can, you dig? Which is
We
why
even
I
cover a little
do that shit.
boxing.
Oh shit! I knew I forgot something, but we can recap the last two fights, which were the ones that were mainly predominantly UFC fighters. Aldo and Aldo
Jeremy,
Stevens was a fucking banger, dude.
those guys went at it. I'd love to see more UFC guys do that.
I don't know about a draw, but
They didn't need to host events like that. You need to take a page out of their book. Man, if they're signed to WWE,
fuck
they
Dana.
need to have. Hear me now. This is what y'all niggas need to do. Y'all need to have like WWE style pay-per-views where you have like freak show fights where niggas are it's just fights that people want to see. They don't really care about rankings. And y'all can have a fucking boxing event. I just want to see some freak events, pay-per-view events. I want a SummerSlam. I want something like that.
See, this wasn't the first thing on my notes, but since you brought it up, Wigo, this is gonna be the first thing we're gonna talk about because obviously everybody who's
Imagine
anybody
UFC doing
knows that the
boxing match.
UFC and the WWE. For those who don't know, but I highly doubt anybody that watches this doesn't know. The UFC and the WWE have merged into some kind of super fucking company like Voltron. And see, you got Steezy over here talking about all this
Oh,
intermixing shit, which is what I don't want to happen with this fucking
I want
merger
it.
at all. I
I want it.
don't. And I am a person who wrestled for damn near 20 years.
I want it. I just
And
want it.
I've been a fan of the
Free fight.
UFC and MMA for many, many, many years, and I just hate the combination of the both. I hate when they try to intermix the two. I hate when Brock Lesnar does MMA moves in wrestling.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that shit.
Like he does like the Kimura lock and shit.
Mhm.
Like I hate shit like that.
Only
Like,
person that could ever get away with that is Undertaker. That's it. He was doing that shit way back in the day
yeah,
before
that's
any
true.
crossovers.
That's true. That's true. It's very true.
That's
And
it.
I mean, Taker is just Taker. Like, but that's what I fear is going to happen with this whole fucking merger thing. Is like the UFC. The UFC was already starting to get very fucking WWE ish with the way they were like promoting certain things and
Well, Connor started that era.
well, yeah. I
The
mean,
larger than
trash
life.
talking has always been in MMA. It's just Connor did it on the level to where it was like he was able to generate WWE type money with the way he talked shit. But you see, Steezy seems to be all for it.
I just want to have like
I'm just waiting to
event,
see how this
like
shit
them
plays
do
out.
like a boxing only like event or something. That'd be kind of sick. Like a fight that doesn't fuck with the ranks. It's like, hey, this is just gonna be a boxing event, you know? Like,
Hey, guess what?
still
They
got
have
zip
a boxing. The UFC has a boxing event. It's called a slap boxing event. Okay,
It's
that's
not
what
even
Dana.
boxing.
That's what Dana's worried about. Okay, like I, and he tries to claim that like people didn't have a problem with it like prior to him purchasing it. Like no,
Nobody ever really.
plenty of people have always thought that shit was very very stupid.
So I was never really into it.
The fact that probably billionaire at this point maybe, especially now, would dive into that made a lot of people scratch their heads like why.
Funny how it started.
I would much prefer Dana White invest into boxing than slapping the dog shit out of each other with no protection.
No, I want that that African fucking what's it like Dembe shit where they wrap up one hand and they just fight each other with one hand. I
Bro,
want that.
one of my favorite YouTubers was reacting to that shit like a month ago.
That's what I want. Them niggas be fucking mink.
At the same time, I
kicks
would
and
prefer.
shit.
I mean, I would 100% prefer that because it's like They're both at a
But
disadvantage. They're both using one arm. It's not like I'm
they
just
kicking.
standing here with my back, both hands behind my back, waiting for you to slap the shit out of me. Like,
It's like hockey
so,
fighting and shit. Them niggas, you just they be grabbing each other and shit. And
bro, you can name any kind of combat sport, and that shit will be better than the fucking slap box. I promise you. Like,
I don't know, man.
it's
That pillow
just.
fighting shit was pretty fucking terrible.
I mean, I don't know about pillow fighting, and
That
I don't
shit
know about that shit that
was
fucking
garbage.
Rampage and Bob Sapp were doing, where they were
That
like,
shit was dookie
"Well,
water too.
yeah, that shit was weird." I was so mad that I even fucking stumbled on that. I'm glad I only had to see it once. Once was enough, though. I was just like, Rampage, what the fuck?
My boy. He's supposed to
He's still
fight
my
Shannon
boy,
Briggs.
man. I won't take that fight seriously unless he takes it seriously, and by he taking it seriously, I mean he actually get into fighting fucking shape for it.
Not like he did
Because
that
every
Fedor.
time that man's been out for the last couple of fights, that man don't even look like he had a fucking fight camp, bro. Like, that's not the Rampage I want to remember at all.
Nah, that
So
Fedor
if
fight
he
was
fights Shannon
bad.
Briggs, I hope he takes it seriously and gets in the proper shape. And
It's not gonna happen
why?
anymore, man.
And it's not. It's not.
Dead and gone. Dead
We
and gone.
wishing on a dream right now. All right. Now that wasn't gonna be the first thing I wanted to talk about. The first thing in my notes is Anderson Silva being inducted into the Hall of Fame. It should have been the first motherfucker,
Yeah, he should have been the OG. What
right?
I mean, the OG of the new era.
Yeah. I don't even know
Before
why it took as long
anybody.
as it did. Probably because they were kind of having like a little rift between
Respect.
each other.
Mm-hmm. He
But
said UFC waste their legends and throw them away. It's
so
normal. Come on, guys.
Dana basically got mad because he told the truth. Um,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it. I
Come
tell
on, guys.
I tell him he's you know
It's normal.
they chew him up and they spit him out. The legend.
The
They
legend.
they spit out the Jose Aldo. They spit out me. They throw me through the roof. That's it.
Legend.
It's normal. But
Come on, guys. The
that
GOAT.
is my favorite fighter ever.
Now I'm real upset they never.
Alex Pereira is slowly trying to take his place, but
He was supposed to fight Roy Jones. That fight was like years and years ago. They wanted to make that shit happen when they were both still pretty young, and Dana kept snuffing it out. That shit never happened.
oh yeah, we didn't talk about that fight.
That he was supposed
Let's
to
go
fight
back.
Roy
Let's go
Jones
back. Let's go back. Let's go
a long
back.
time
How
ago.
did you feel about? I mean, I'm not gonna fucking give Anthony Pettis no fucking props for that.
No, don't give him
I
no
just
props.
refuse.
You give Roy props for looking as good as he did at that age. Roy was
Exactly.
he cracked
Exactly.
him a few times.
Exactly. He just wasn't putting enough volume. That's literally
Hmm.
the only thing that Roy wasn't doing. But Roy is a
Roy looked
54-year-old
good.
old man. He looked fine. He looked
Dude, he
absolutely
busted. He
fine.
was cracking him, man. He had
He
a couple
was.
crazy ass
He
hooks he
was.
caught him with. I think he stunned
He
him
he's
one time with one of
still
them hooks.
very fast, and he's
The
54, man.
angles he
It's
cuts
really
him
hard
up.
to give Anthony Pettis props for beating a 54-year-old Roy Jones, and I feel like that shit was questionable.
Yeah, no, that's how I felt too. I was kind of like,
I feel like it's in Milwaukee. Fuck that. That's
yeah.
how I felt.
And it was monster.
And now Pettis and speaking of Anderson Silva, that's who Pettis is talking about here. Who you want to fight next in a boxing match? I'm like, okay, do you want to fight somebody that's like not pushing 50 or over 50? Like, if he really wants me to take him, so that's why I can't take him seriously. 'Cause
Make
shit
him
like
fight
that.
Jake
Like,
Paul.
I mean, at least Jake Paul is in his youth.
Yeah,
Like,
that might be interesting. Honestly,
I'll laugh
I
my
feel
ass
like
off if
Jake
Jake
might
Paul
put the
slept his
paws
ass.
on him.
He just might, honestly.
He might club
Like,
his ass.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if Pettis wants me to take him seriously as a boxer, like fight somebody like that's not like super
He didn't
aging.
ever hit Roy with nothing clean except body shots.
I mean,
Roy
he
gave
didn't
it
look
up real good.
he really didn't look bad in that fight, but like
But
like
just,
I said, it's hard to take. It's like when Vitor fought Holyfield. It's like, bruh.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, obviously, definitely not the same because Roy Jones lasted
Yeah,
the
that fight
entire
was
fight, and
fucking shameful.
Holyfield had no business ever being in that boxing ring at all. When I
No.
saw how he was hitting pads in training, I was like, yeah, they need to cancel this fight,
He
and
said,
they
"Who
should have. And
sanctioned this shit?"
I can't believe they allowed that
He
fight to
said,
happen.
"Who sanctioned this
No, that was
shit?"
wild. But
I bet
yeah,
his bank
Roy
that
is
nigga
like
off
my
some
Roy is
money.
my favorite boxer of all time. So to see him take a loss against
That
Anthony
loss didn't even
Pettis
mean
hurt my
shit to
soul.
me.
But yeah,
It
it is
meant
what it is.
nothing to me. I was like, this nigga is still moving like that at this age. He was still cutting angles and then leaping in with the hooks and shit. I was just so amazed. I didn't even give a fuck that he lost. I
Yeah,
was like, he
it
did
is what
great,
it
and
is.
he barely even got hit in the face. So when
It is. But back to Anderson Silva. Yeah, that's my dude. Always has been. Like just the way he fought was like straight out of
it
the
was
movies I
flawless
grew up
victory in
on.
niggas.
Yeah, watching him fight was like watching movies I grew up on all my life, like Kung Fu. It's like straight out of a karate movie, man. It was a very very fun time and period when he was champion, and he had one really really bad matchup, which is against Damian Maya, and I recently saw that clip again. That clip recently popped up of Dana White like hella disrespecting Silva for his performance, but I personally feel like I feel like Anderson Silva played with Damian Maya like that because Damian Maya had no fucking business fighting him in the first place.
Now, on that note, that is a second person Dana used Damian Maya as an insult towards, because he said the same shit to Tyron Woodley. He's like, you couldn't even finish a one-eyed Damian Maya. Like, damn, Damian Maya always getting used as
And
like
see,
a
that's the
shit
thing.
reference.
And even then, it's like fucking Tyrone Woodley tore his shoulder in that fight. Like he wasn't doing what Silva did. He was
You
still
finish a
fighting. Like
one-eyed Maya.
Silva was like legitimately playing with that fool the whole time. He could have ended him anytime he wanted to. That was
Hey,
the difference, in my opinion. I feel like Woodley was just trying not to lose or get taken down. Maya
different.
went for like 27 takedowns or some shit like that. Like
He did that shit against Rory. That shit was hard to watch. This boy's just throwing himself at his feet. It was, yeah, it got bad.
that's why I'm like I respect Damian Maya. Obviously, he's a veteran and like you know what I mean, one of the best BJJ practitioners ever. But like I didn't enjoy watching his fights because it was just if he didn't get that one trick, it's just like watching Ryan Hall. Like they're great at what they do, but if they can't do that one thing, they're kind of just stuck in the mud. That's why I don't really care to watch them fight. Like,
Yeah, where Ryan Hall at now? When are you gonna fight again?
man, fuck Ryan Hall.
They figured him out.
All right, now on the next thing on my notes, which is just complete and utter bullshit, and it seems like Dana's mind is completely made up on
Yeah, that
this.
dude's fucking
Colby
brain.
Covington fighting Leon Edwards for the title, which just makes no fucking sense to me.
Dana got coke rot, bro. His brain's fried.
I mean, what? Dude, I would rather see Masvidal again. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I don't even know.
This shit's so wild. It's so out of left field. It's like Donald Trump himself was like, Dana, let that boy fight for that title.
Bro,
I'm
like
like, I
on
don't
some,
understand.
and he's
Where
like
this push
super
came from.
adamant that he's next in line, and I'm like, why?
Where did this come
He's
from?
been nursing this quote unquote brain injury. He's been like hella talking shit about everybody but Leon Edwards,
Yeah, where
like
did this come from?
Kamazat and Jorge, and like, why the fuck is he getting a title shot, bro? Like, everybody's like, if not him, who? Um, a lot of people, not a lot of
Anybody
people,
else?
but I mean, yeah, for the most part,
Bilal, give it to fucking
give it to
Shavkat if you really want to see
Bilal.
who the best is.
Give it to Bilal. I'd rather see Bilal and Leon, honestly,
Real, but
because I'm
Shavkat
not a
real
fan.
better.
I might not be a fan of Bilal Muhammad like that, but I know when fair is fair, and I would rather
Yeah,
see
give him
that
another
in the.
shake.
I would rather see that in the aspect of Bilal straight up deserves it over Colby, 100%. Kamazat Chimaev deserves it 100% over Colby. Like, there's a couple of people that deserve it over Colby. And Colby and Kamazat keep going back and forth. Why the fuck wouldn't
Make
y'all make that damn fight?
Colby needs to fight Shavkat.
I want to see Colby and Kamazat. God damn it!
Yeah, Kamazat loses.
Like they've
Colby
been talking
finds
shit
out.
forever. I'm like, let's make
He
that
calls a
happen.
cum shot.
I don't know. I think it's really bullshit. I really do.
Colby would beat him. I think he'd grind him out.
I don't know if he would beat him, but I feel like stylistically, he's like the best matchup.
Mm-hmm.
For real, for real.
I mean, he's not unbeatable. Gilbert beat him.
No, he's not beatable. He's not unbeatable. He's definitely not
Gilbert beat him.
unbeatable. Gilbert made him look human, for sure.
Gilbert made him bleed his blood.
But I still think he's a dog, and I still think he's very, very well-rounded. Like, if you ain't got no wrestling, you're fucked. And you better have some pretty good hands, because, I mean, he's not the most technical, cleanest with his striking, but he's got massive power, and if he lands, you're going to feel it. I think Kamazat's a bad matchup for a lot of people. But I also think there are definitely people out there who will give him a run for his money. But you know what I mean? Until I see him lose, it's going to be hard to pick against him.
Fair play.
But a lot of people do feel like he lost to Gilbert Burns, but I would have to watch that fight again. It was a good fight. I wouldn't mind. That's neither here or nor there. Justin Gaethje says Bisping should have been nowhere near Mike during the Usman fight. Obviously, Gaethje is friends with Usman, and he's going to feel some type of way. But Michael Bisping's response to that was, but to tell you the truth, mate, just because me and Leon are from the same place don't mean we're closer. I'm actually closer to Kamaru Usman when we're talking about actual friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think he was kind of geeking.
I think he was just salty.
Yeah, Bisping wasn't doing nothing. I don't know why the fuck they're attacking him. That boy is just salty.
Aljamain Sterling says he sees a lot of holes in Henry Cejudo's game. I mean, he's got to say that. But my pick has been Cejudo the whole time. It's not going to change. Like, Cejudo was very, very dominant when he left MMA, so it would be hard to root against him.
Yeah, and he's just been training with Mighty Mouse, so
yeah, I mean, I feel like Cejudo's going to do what he always does. I think Cejudo's way more well-rounded than Aljamain is. We go, man, Triple C. That's all I got to say. That fight's official. I'm so happy about that. Leon Edwards says he would refuse to sign a contract to fight Colby Covington. I wouldn't blame him, but
it sounds like you might have to.
Yeah, Dana's not changing his mind about this, and I'm glad a lot of people in the presser were pushing. You should have watched it, but a lot of people were pissed off about the presser, honestly, because you know how Masvidal and Kevin Holland got into the
somebody asked the question, and Dana was like, "Oh, we're gonna ask real questions. Oh, stop stirring up the fight." Shut up.
You know what's funny about that is
they're making you money.
What's funny is when does Dana not eat that shit up? I thought that was kind of weird that was his reaction to that.
He's getting old and weird, man. The dude's losing it.
These guys aren't even fucking fighting. You guys are gonna ask some questions about the guys that are fucking fighting. You're gonna ask some dumb questions.
Yeah, what a fucking weirdo.
It wasn't even a dumb question. Like, it was a legitimate question. You know, it was a dumb question. The schmo asking who Kevin Holland would give a chair shot to. That was a dumb question.
That was
the spat between them was an actual legitimate question, and people want to know what the fuck started that. Like, but yeah, Dana, I don't know, man. Dana picks and chooses who he would allow that to have. If it would have been a certain fighter that Dana's like a super big fan of, well, I mean, he's a big fan of Jorge, but I don't know. That was weird. I thought that was really weird, and a lot of people were really pissed off about that. And I was too, because I'm like, shit, I want to know too. What started that?
Yeah, and that's pretty lame that he shut that shit down.
Yeah, he shut it down quick. And any questions, and people were trying to creep their way back to it, kind of, sort of. And he was shutting all that shit down too. He's like, don't even answer that question. Don't even answer
Yeah,
that question.
weird. I don't know why he's deboing.
Yeah, it was mad weird. Yeah, but Leon, you can say you're gonna refuse to fight it, but Dana seems like he's putting his foot down as far as this goes, and
How
you
is
gonna fight
Masvidal able to
Colby.
fight? That dude ain't on like house arrest or something. For real, he said
I
he
don't
had like
even
3
know.
felonies or some shit. What the fuck's going on? This
Three.
nigga got a
Because
he
of
got a
Colby.
special fucking like extender to the octagon so his little ankle bracelet don't set off. They said you can go from here to the gym to the fucking
Bruh, if
octagon.
he's wearing an
That's
ankle
it.
bracelet in the octagon, I will cry of laughter.
Imagine. That nigga got an ankle brace. he said he had 3 felonies.
Darren.
Ain't it 3 strikes you're out? What the fuck's going on?
Oh, Colby Covington. Did you hear about that threat when he threatened John Anik?
Yeah.
That was kind of wild. Like, leave
Was that
people's
left
kids
field?
out. Leave people's. Oh, this goes for everybody, dude. Fighters, Twitter, whatever the fuck. Like, leave people's kids out of that shit, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that
seriously, leave kids out of it. The fuck do they have to do with anything?
goes
Like,
without saying.
leave the kids out of it. I don't give a damn how old the kids are. Leave children out of it, bro. Like, just makes no sense and just look like a dickhead. I know Kobe is all about the shock value, but like, leave the kids out of it, man. Like, just leave the kids out of it.
Yeah, he was geeked.
Daniel Cormier says Bilal Muhammad needs a high-profile win to be considered for a title shot.
Yeah, I guess that might be the only knock on him. But I mean, you could also because his last fight he finished what's his nuts, the guy that was undefeated, young prospect. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think
I think he's gonna
Bilal
fight.
needs to. I think like 3 wins that would pretty much ensure that he would get a title shot would be like Usman, Colby, and Kamazat. Honestly,
What they should just do is make Bilal sit down and make him fight the loser of uh fucking Leon versus Colby. Fuck it. Make him fight the loser. If it's that much of an issue, or the winner, either or.
I don't even know what he's gonna do. He probably wants to stay active, but at the same time, he's probably not gonna take a fight that's not gonna get him towards the belt. And I mean, he damn sure deserves a title shot more than Colby does. So
Well, yeah, I agree. But it seems like they're already about to fuck him out of it.
yeah.
It seems like it's done.
Connor takes a shot at all major trainers and says to come train with him. To which Ali replied, Javier. To which Ali said, Javier Mendez trained Habib to beat the hell out of you, though. Thought that was pretty funny.
Damn. Damn. Rip.
Uh, Hamazat claims he beat up Yuri bad in sparring.
What a
Man,
dickhead.
I need to see footage before I believe any of that.
Yeah, and Yuri throws a lot of like elbows and crazy shit, and you can't really do that in sparring, man.
Exactly.
And
And
we just saw
sparring is
that clip.
not the fight.
We just saw a clip of Hamzat sparring. Did you see that on the timeline of him sparring the chubby dude with the beard? Chubby
Hmm.
dude tagged him a couple times, and he just starts fucking winging the hooks on him and shit. Like, is that this nigga's idea of getting the better of somebody? Just kind of just they catch you with a good one, and you just start winging on them, and they
Just get
stay calm and
mad
reserved.
on some TJ Dillashaw shit.
Yeah, gym warriors, man, are the worst.
So
You
Joe
know,
Rogan said something like that was just off the wall crazy. Like, I don't know if he said this because Jorge was on his podcast, but this
possibly.
fool basically made it seem like Jorge would give GSP that work. Like the welterweight division is so much better now than it was when GSP was
No
champ.
way.
That
GSP
you
would have
think,
lay and prayed his ass. What are we talking about here?
dude, GSP
Like
would
he
have
couldn't have. He was
GSP
the decision king, bro.
GSP would have easily beat Jorge by decision.
Rogan is tripping on that. You telling me GSP, the lay and pray king, the decision god, wouldn't fucking 50-45 this
Oh,
jackass who
bro, he
just got
would dominate
50-45?
fucking
Come on,
Jorge so
bro.
bad on the ground it wouldn't even be funny.
Yeah,
He
he'd
might
let
even
him
be
up
able to. He
when he's
might even be
gassed
able
and
to
piece him
fuck
up.
around and some. He might even be able to fuck around and submit him like
Yeah, rear
arm
naked.
bar, rear naked.
I feel like he'd let
Like
him up and he'd start doing that leg kick, fucking Superman jab, start piecing him up, playing with. Nah,
I
George don't play with
honestly
his
feel
food.
like
He'd
GSP would give
grapple him.
him that work. I don't know what the fuck Joe Rogan been smoking, but I want some.
Yeah, there's no way, dude. I can't. I can't subscribe to that nonsense.
Nah,
No, sir.
he's subscribing to bullshit.com on that one.
Yeah, no, sir. I cannot do that. GSP would lamprey his brains out.
Speaking of Jorge, Jorge has been referring to Gilbert as Gilbert the Stepping Stone Burns.
It's fucked
Like,
up.
what
I
the
like to
fuck
refer
do
to him
you
as
think is
Gilbert.
giving this man so much confidence? The last time he was in Florida, he got fucking floored. The last time he was in Florida, he got floored.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I don't know. I think Gilbert's gonna beat the dog shit out of him. I really do. I really don't even think it's gonna be close.
Yeah, I think Gilbert takes it.
I can't wait for
But
that fight,
you never
man. He's
know,
been
man, because
talking mad
Masvidal
shit.
never quit.
He never quits, but I don't know. I think he's a shell of him for himself. I think Colby took his soul,
Took his fucking confidence.
took his self respect, took his will to live. Uh,
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see.
John Jones accuses Stipe of backing out of the fight, but Stipe says it is on and popping.
I don't even care about anything they say until I see a fucking signed contract or like a fight announcement. Until then, I
Speaking
not listen to anything anybody says.
speaking of John Jones, did you see those cryptic tweets he was
He's fucking blackout again.
I was like, bro, you think he's on
Yeah, buddy
on
was
that
black.
stuff again?
Nah, he was blackout. That's what that was.
That's why I'm like, man, even me, and I'm one of the biggest John Jones haters like on the planet. Like
Like, nigga, get
sometimes
some help, bro.
think to myself, maybe he finally has changed, and then womp womp.
Yeah, he had to have been trash. There's no
The
way.
nigga is who he is, man. He is who he is,
He's a habitual
and
fuck up. Like
only John Jones can want to help John Jones, and only John Jones can want to seek better for John Jones. That's all I can say about that, man. I don't wish well on him in that regard. I would love to see him get knocked out in the cage, but as far as his personal life, I would be happy to see him get his shit together, man. I don't want to see anybody. I want to see anybody go down a path of destruction. You know what I mean? I don't pray on nobody's personal downfall, but in the octagon, I wouldn't mind.
Fair.
UFC wants Kamazat versus Costa at all costs. Now, see, if they're not going to make Kamazat Colby, this is the one I can deal with too, because I feel like Kamazat and Costa would be a really, really fucking good fight.
Yeah, I agree.
And they've been talking hella shit too. Like a lot of these, I'm tired of all the Twitter talk. I need to see more octagon fight. Like a lot of these dudes have been talking shit for months and months and months, and I'm like, bro, sign something. Kamazat hasn't fought in a minute. Costa hasn't fought since what, the Rockhold fight?
Yeah, and that was, Costa didn't look too hot.
I mean, he held his own. I mean, it was a bang. I mean,
Beating up old
I
man
think
Luke,
people just
man.
I think people just expected Costa to just run through Luke, and that didn't
Yeah,
happen. So,
yeah, that's fair.
um, but Luke's chin probably, you know what I mean, got the healing over the last few years. It was his first fight in days, so, and by days, obviously, I mean years, but I would love to see Kamazan and Gaza because it doesn't seem like Colby and him, they just gonna keep talking. Corey Sandhagen wants to fight Marab. How do you feel that fight would go?
Corey's gonna get grapple fucked.
Marab is the one that went for like 47 takedowns or some shit, right? Dude, that is disgusting.
That's like a UFC 4 match.
Bro, it really is, bro. It's like
absurd.
video game stats.
Yeah, that shit's ludicrous.
Nah, it's just like it. It's like again, it's just one of those things where it's just like they just have that one good thing that they're really good at, but like even Habib wasn't going for no 45 takedowns, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Habib held you down. That motherfucker couldn't hold him down.
Oh man, I Sandhagen, if you really want that fight, boy, you better work that grappling your entire camp because your hands look pretty damn good against Cheeto. So yeah, work that grappling if you really want that fight because good God, that guy's about to hug you and squeeze the life out of you, or at least die trying.
Yes, sir.
Corey Garbrandt discusses a potential. I swear, bro, somebody watching this podcast because your ass was just talking about this last episode, I believe it was. No, not the last episode because that was the Twitter questions, but before that.
Yeah,
See,
I said
man,
it's about time to make that fight again.
I don't want it for Cody, but if he wants it for himself, who am I to argue? You feel me?
He just knows he's not gonna get knocked out. Safe fight.
Yeah. Well, so hey, we'll be on the lookout for that in the future. Maybe he can get his confidence back, or he will lose his confidence completely. We'll see.
Yeah, or it'll get just completely one-sided.
Um,
Grappled.
I just said that. Chuck Liddell was posting a video of him training,
I saw that.
and I was like, man, as long as he's just training to
Doing it
keep
for
in shape,
fitness.
yeah, as long as it's for fitness and not for fighting, I'm all good with that. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
And I'm about to have a feature right now. Yeah, I'm recording. You're good. You're good. You can toss it to me. You can come in, whatever. You're not gonna be on camera, I promise.
You just edit.
Yeah, I will do that. Yeah. Whoop. Thank you. Now see when somebody now see you can interrupt me. You can interrupt the podcast for that.
Hell
You
yeah.
can definitely interrupt the podcast for that. But she was like, "Are you recording? You're good." Yeah, but as far as the Chuck Liddell shit goes, as long as for fitness, and he ain't. Lord have mercy. Izzy says this is his 8 Mile moment,
Mom,
which
spaghetti.
I don't really understand because
Spaghetti on the spaghetti already. Mom, spaghetti.
nah.
On the
I
surface.
don't know. I don't know if
Mom,
there's. I don't know
ready
if
to drop
there's.
spaghetti.
I don't know if there's some deleted scenes in 8 Mile that I never seen, but as far as I know,
Was it dressed in the dog color?
Eminem didn't battle Papa Doc 3 times and lose 3 times, and then beat him the fourth battle.
He's
So
got
I
to
don't
win this
know.
time.
I mean, I understand. It would make more sense if he said this was his last shot. But to say this is you only got one shot, like no, you've had several. Stupid.
Well, I mean, he statistically has to win this time, and I think he's going to play it safe and maybe grapple a little more.
Okay,
I mean,
so
he had it in the first fight in the UFC.
okay, so check this out. Okay, so you know how a lot of people give Pereira a lot of shit because it seems like he's like obsessed with like fucking with Izzy's world.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it fucking a issue for him when he does it, But he's not the fucking first fighter to ever use psychological warfare on an opponent. He's
No,
not.
he isn't. But I think it's just the fact that he came over to the UFC just to beat him, and that just adds to it. And now he's just, yeah, I don't know, but
And see, you know what? As much as I dislike Izzy, I was kind of on everybody's side with that until I watched Embedded last night.
I haven't seen it.
I
I'll probably
watched
watch
him.
it
I
after
watched
this.
UFC Embedded last night, and
I'm gonna watch it right after this.
Padea said he saw Izzy in an interview.
Oh, he talked shit about him a long time ago.
He said he saw Izzy in an interview, and he was like, "Anytime I have a title defense or something like that, Padea wants to run off at his mouth talking about how he beat me." He's like, he's gonna be at that dude. He's gonna be that dude at the pub who's 40 years old, who's 50. He's gonna be the dude at the pub who's like 50 years old, talking about, "Oh, I beat that guy once," when I'm defending my titles and making world history. And he's going to be at the guy at the pub talking about, "Oh, I beat that guy once. I beat that guy once." So anything that happens as far as Pereira goes, Izzy brought that shit on himself as far as
Yeah,
I'm
if
concerned.
honestly, if somebody said that shit about me and they were like a champion in a different organization, I'm like, no, I'm about to go
Say
beat you,
less,
bro.
nigga. I'm coming.
Yeah, no, I'm like,
I
nah, I guess I
mean,
gotta take
hey,
it.
bro, that's why, bro, that's what I'm saying. I was kind of on everybody's side because I'm like, okay, he does excessively troll this nigga. It's kind of crazy. But then when I saw that, I was like, well,
Damn.
okay, well, shit. You
Yeah,
made it
somebody
seem
said
like
that
you was
shit
about
to
to
me.
be a fucking has been while you live your life in the UFC. He's like, nah, I'm about to take everything from you, and I ain't even mad at it because Pereira looked like that type of nigga. So I like Pereira, man. He's winning me over. I like the
Yeah, it's kind
trolling.
of nuts.
I like the Pikachu jacket. I
That
like
was nuts too.
I like it, man. I like how in see that's the thing, man. Like Connor did that shit a lot. Connor was a master at psychological warfare, and that shit worked on a lot of people. Like I don't care what anybody said, he was in Aldo's head.
Oh yeah, that's why he swung on him like that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, if you don't think that plays a factor, it plays a factor. Like, you haven't watched any of this shit, and I highly recommend that you do if you got time. I don't know if you're going to bed early tonight, but
I'm gonna probably
like,
watch
yeah,
it
man,
right
check
after.
out there's some videos where they, you know what I mean, they break the pressers down to where they're a lot shorter, and like you can see how emotional Izzy is, bro. You can see it. You can hear it in his voice. Anytime anybody asked him a question, he was like, he basically like, I don't want to answer the question. You want to see me fight, or you want to see me talk, or you want to see me fight? I don't want to answer any questions. The time for talking's over. Like, you can just tell, bro, that nigga is so in his head. It's not even funny. Like, and it's gonna end the same way, bro. It's going to. It's going to.
Damn.
He sounds super emotional right now. The fact that he brought up the fact that he, this is what pissed me off. Like, he tries to discredit Alex at every turn when he says shit like, "Oh, he would have been exposed a long time ago if it wasn't for me." But it's like, and how he was like given the fast track to the title. I'm like, yeah, he was given the fast track to the title, but he fucking won. But
Yeah,
he
so at that
won.
point you can't say anything if you got a
He
bad.
won. Like, it would
That
be one thing
that
if he got the
negates
fast track to the
everything.
title like Darren Till and got washed.
Yeah, that
You
lets
feel
you
me?
know that that motherfucker didn't belong. Yeah. If
Yeah,
you
but
win, that does everything else is relevant. You're number one.
if you can win the title in 4 fights, you can win the title in 4 fights. Nigga, shit. It is what it is. And let's see. Next, UFC is eyeing a possible Dustin and Gaethje rematch. I like that fight too.
Was patient Gaethje interesting? I think he wins.
Dustin won the first one, huh?
Yep.
Fuck all that. War Gaethje if that fight happens again. That's how I feel.
Yep.
You
100%.
already know. You already know. All right, now let's get to the. Ah man, I really wish they would do. Remember how they swap fights that one card? I
Yes.
low key wish they would swap fucking Jorge and Holland and make them fight each other.
Yeah, especially the way that they was acting. That'd be spicy.
Jorge said he was just clout chasing. He's just a little clout chasing bitch. That's what that was about. Man, maybe we'll look forward to that. And that's a fight I want in the future.
That's the next one.
Sure.
When Masvidal loses to Burns, they can make that one. His going away
Most
party.
def. All right, let's get these predictions in for UFC. Keep forgetting it. I'm fucking baked. UFC 287. First fight: Jacqueline Omarum versus Sam Hughes. You pulling it up on your phone?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jacqueline because Sam Hughes, she's 7-5, bro.
Yeah, kind of seems like they're easing the undefeated chicks way into the octagon. So yeah, I'll go with Omarum too. Feel you on that one. Shai Yalan against Steve Garcia. Damn, that's a nice record. That boy got hella wins.
That boy been around.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the vet, man, all day. Yeah, I'm going Yalan. That fool got 39 wins.
I'm going with Garcia. Coming off a KO win. I think he's gonna sleep, old boy.
All right. Ignacio Bahamondes. Damn, that's a name and a half. Against Trey Ogden. Shit.
Ignacio.
I'm gonna go Ogden.
I'm going Ignacio.
Ignacio. Just like the way that sound loved it. Cynthia Calvillo against Lupita Godinez. I'm going Calvillo.
Yeah, she's gonna sub her. More unlikely. Or grind her out.
Prelims. Carl Williams versus Chase Sherman.
Bro, Carl had to beat up Chase.
I think Carl's going to beat up Chase?
Yeah, I think Carl takes it.
I'm going to go Carl too. That 16-11 just looks ugly. Gerald Mearshart against Joe Pfeiffer. I like them both, but I'm going to go Mearshart.
Yeah, I think he takes it too.
Michelle Watterson, who looks like she need to be like USADA need to be knocking on her goddamn door. She was looking insanely ripped against Luana Pinheiro.
I got Pinheiro, man. I ain't
Yeah.
trying to see. I don't like watching fight, man.
I think Watterson about to lay on her ass for 3 rounds. I'm going Watterson. I love me some Watterson as far as attraction goes, but goddamn, I do not like watching her fight. My God.
Yeah, man, I ain't trying to sit and watch her fucking.
Chris Curtis versus Kelvin Gastelum. This is gonna be a banger. I feel like.
Yeah, they're gonna just be boxing in the pocket.
That could be that's a fight of the night sleeper potentially right there.
I agree. I think Curtis takes it.
Yeah, I do too. I don't really like that nigga, but
no, not you. The nigga's older. But maybe like I feel like he's just got like less wars and shit. I feel like he takes it. Because Gaslam's been cracked.
Less miles on him. Way less miles on him. Nah,
I mean, I don't want to say that because Curtis got more fights, but you know, he looks like he can take more of a punch.
Nah, most definitely. He's definitely been through. Gaslam's had some fucking wars, and he's getting up there. He's been in the UFC a long time.
The way that
when it comes to guys like that, you know what I mean. You just know like their day is coming where it's just like they just. Yeah, I don't like, and again, I don't really care for Chris Curtis, but I will say in his defense, motherfuckers were getting mad over the shit he said about Raul Rojas. But the way I see it, man, that kid is 18. You're like, why are you coming at an 18-year-old, bro? He's in the UFC. He's fair. He's fair game. He fights in the octagon. He's fair game.
Yeah, he's grown. If he wants to take shots at a grown man,
yeah,
the grown man is
exactly.
If you're looking a certain way, if you sound a certain way, just know that that's susceptible to getting pointed out.
I mean, one's a middleweight, one's a bantamweight, dude. It's not like they're ever gonna fight. So,
you know, like if I look like that nigga, I wouldn't be talking shit to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm trying to say.
Was Raul Rojas talking shit to him?
Yeah, like if I look like that, I wouldn't be talking shit to nobody.
Okay, see that I didn't know. That I didn't know.
Yeah, he took a jab at him.
Oh well, yeah. You get what you get.
Yeah,
Speaking of Rojas, who you got against him and against Christian Rodriguez?
I think
I
Rojas
think he's probably
wins.
gonna win. Like I said, when it comes to these, especially when it comes to certain undefeated fighters, they're definitely gonna.
Yeah,
They're
to
not gonna
pick.
throw him to the wolves. They're gonna try to make as much money as they can.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's a Mexican cat, huge fan base all over the world. Yeah, they're gonna make sure he get those dubs before they really give him that super test to make
Yeah,
sure if he's really about that life. So yeah, I Rojas is definitely gonna probably submit him
safe.
in the
That's a
first
safe
round
pick.
because I'm not even too sure who Christian Rodriguez is,
It's a safe
but yet
pick.
he's in the main card.
Yeah, it's kind
Uh,
of nice.
Kevin Big Mouth Holland against Ponzinibbio. That's gonna be another good fight. Um, Man, I feel like Holland really needs this dub.
I think he gets it. Ponzi's been kind of. I think he's got some mileage. I think Holland can crack him early.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Holland too. I just can't root against him. That's my dude. Rob Font and Yanez, which is gonna be another fucking banger. Who you got in that one? I'm kind of torn, man. Rob Font's kind of like fell off. I feel like a little
Yeah,
bit.
I think Yanez, man, he's just young, up and coming. And the dude
I
knows
just
he's
seem
got
like
hands. He'll throw punches and bunches, and it seems like Font gets caught. He'll probably get caught with a combo and put down.
Yanez just looks hungrier to me. He just looks way hungrier. He just seems like he just wants it more than Font does at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go Yanez too. I think we're both gonna be in agreement with the next two fights. Co-main event: Gilbert Burns and Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah, I gotta go with the old Dilbert. I
I feel
think
like he's gonna dog walk him. I could be wrong, but we're gonna see.
he needs to take him down and sub him early.
That would be hilarious.
That'd be crazy.
I don't even care if that happens. And Pereira and Adesanya. It's so crazy when you see that 7-1 because it's like, damn, he's had
Yeah,
8 fights
just
in MMA and he's
skyrocket.
defending his belt.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Shows you how scary he is.
I'd be a fool not to take him again.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry,
if you
like
think about it, this was the only time this could have ever happened is when they had a kickboxer as the head or as the middleweight champion. Like that's the only time he would have ever got the belt. You know what I mean? If Bobby Knuckles was the champ and they tried to skyrocket him up there to fight Bobby, Bobby probably would have just subbed or just took him to a decision. You know, mixing the grappling and shit. Would have never been champ. This is just the perfect circumstances to get this dude. 7-1 defending the title. Just the perfect storm.
I mean, he did. It was, the way they set it up. I mean, it was
Kind of
perfectly
like the
pretty
way Brock
much.
got the title.
I mean, like
Straight
he
shot.
beat. I I've been saying this for a while. I felt like they really didn't want to give Strickland the title shot,
Oh
so they
yeah.
were hoping Padilla was going to do exactly what he did,
Oh, I think
so
they
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 can
knew he would.
push the storyline narrative to what they already had. They already fought twice.
Yeah, I think they knew he would beat him just because of style. Because
Yeah,
Strickland prods forward like this. And fucking Padilla is known for having a good hook, so he just beat the
they
jab and poop.
for once it happened exactly the way the UFC wanted it to happen.
Yeah, that was. I
Put it
mean,
that
that
way.
was anybody that did research could have seen that shit coming.
And like Pereira, I mean, some people just have your number, bro. Like the only time I can think of somebody losing, I mean, all three of Izzy's losses weren't in MMA, but he has lost to him 3 times. But the only person I can think of that has ever lost to the same person 3 times in MMA is Ken Shamrock when he lost to Tito those 3 times. And like, I mean, some people just have your number, bro. Like, and Pereira just seems like, like I said, it seems like Izzy's emotional. He got all pressed because he was making fun of his stuffed animals and shit, and like he just seems like way too emotional. And he talking about he's gonna knock him out in the first round, and
Yeah, shit, he almost did
bro,
last time.
anytime he talks that shit, bro, he ends up just trying to point fight his way to a decision. Like, he just wants to win. He doesn't care about knocking out Pereira.
Well, you got
He
that
doesn't
dog
care
collar
about
on.
he doesn't care about making a violent statement. He just wants to say he beat this motherfucker that beat me 3 times.
Well, that
And
collar comes off.
I just don't see it happening. I just don't. I feel like Izzy's nerves is too wrecked, and I feel like a guy like Pereira, who just seems way too cool, calm, and collected under pressure, doesn't really feel any pressure going into this fight because, I mean, how do you feel
Yeah, it's
pressure
like no
against
harm, no
somebody you've
foul.
beat that many times who's never beat you? Like,
Yeah, you
granted,
can't
Izzy
do
caught
this
him
shit.
in that last fight. Izzy did caught him, but like, when you got somebody's number, you got their number. And I love when Pereira said, when he takes that dog collar off, I'm gonna put him back on his leash."
Damn,
Why the fuck did that nigga wear a dog collar to it?
from a movie or some shit.
It's just fucking cringe. City.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got down with it, especially a dog collar and like a skirt.
I dodged a bullet
That's a
being that
nuts
guy's fan.
combo.
I ain't even gonna lie, man. I think even if that whole incident would have never happened, I think I would have jumped off the bandwagon eventually because he's a fucking weirdo.
He's a very flamboyant young man.
I mean, I don't know. He
Very
wears dog
metrosexual
collars.
young
He
man.
dresses like fucking young thug. Just not my cup of tea.
That's not how I get down either, but to each their own.
Exactly. And on that note, that covers it all. As always, man, we love y'all. We appreciate the support. Thank y'all for tuning in. And until next time, I'm about to smoke that Israel Adesanya pack I just got. You feel me? I'm about to smoke that Izzy pack and get super duper high. Yeah. Man, thank you for taking the time, brother.
It's all good, man. We got to get it out.
Yes, sir. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
But that shit that I was rapping's what I'm bringing to fruition. Wait, except for college, what I'm missing's intuition. But it ain't important as a body is the vixens. Really more like Tom Cruise, probably is the Kidman. A path you saw right that didn't work out in the ending. Now it's long nights, skirt the merchants, and we spin.